I know the final result was a 1-0 loss for the Edmonton Oilers at the hands of the New York Islanders, but I'll tell you what, that was a fun game with great entertainment, fantastic goaltending at both ends of the rink. Hey, everybody, welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle inside the EST Satellite Studios downtown, a.k.a. Mikasa. And today it's Sukasa. Benny Thomson back at EST Global HQ. Text us 780-218-9999. Hop into the nasty chat as well if you want to share your thoughts on the game. I've seen a lot of opinions flying in. I see some anger and vitriol, and I get it. They didn't score a goal, but man, oh man, Sorokin, fabulous tonight.
He was really good.
Connor,
dare I say?
Yep, same.
Goalied?
Yep. You beat me to it. Beat me to it.
That one where Draisaitl hit the post, you see the replay? Got his glove on it.
Really? I didn't catch that.
Pretty sure he got his glove on it. It was quick.
I mean,
he was dialed.
The Oilers had chances. They did.
I thought they played all right.
But Sorokin was there, and he was good. And he said, no, you're not scoring today. You shall not pass.
The Islanders improved to 26-16-5. Edmonton falls to 23-17-8. It is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. It's funny, too. You think back to the pregame show, and you brought it up on Game Changers, was special teams discrepancy, especially on the power play. Guess what happened? Exactly what we said, jokingly, would happen.
Yep.
Oilers couldn't convert on the power play.
That was the difference.
And the Islanders with a beautiful play on the power play and win it. And that's the difference tonight.
Yeah, the difference, obviously, is the power play goal. And the play of Sorokin. Like, you can't take that, what Ingram did, away, because he was awesome all night. They battled toe to toe, but at the end of the day, Sorokin wins the game. And the Oilers peppered him with 36 shots, and it wasn't like those shots were all from the outside. Like, there was some stuff right in front of the net. There was a lot of cross-ice passes. The one from Draisaitl, he hits the post. There was opportunity there for the Oil. They couldn't cash in because Sorokin was that good tonight.
Benny Thomson, what do you got for us, buddy? I don't know if you're frustrated or you're just pensive.
No,
I'm
frustrated.
You are?
Because I just watched this team flat out dominate the New York Islanders and then just get goalied. I'll say it. I know people throw that term way too loosely. I get it.
Yeah.
They got goalie tonight. Sorokin was ridiculous tonight. And then, on top of that, when they did beat Sorokin, couldn't get it into the net, hit the post and out. Sometimes double post and out.
Yes.
I do not understand. You can be frustrated with this loss. I don't understand the frustration with the Oilers themselves. I don't get it. To me, if the Oilers were to play that exact game against the New York Islanders 100 times, they win at 95. I guarantee it. Like that was a game that if they were to repeat that same effort, the same play style against that team, they are winning that 95 out of 100 times, and Sorokin ended up standing on his head for this one. It is what it is. Like you sometimes these losses just happen. It is what it is. It happens throughout the season. The guys are going to be frustrated about it, but it is what it is. 1-0 loss. Like, what do you do?
I don't think it was a perfect game from the Edmonton Oilers when we're looking at it from that point of view. I also don't think they played bad. Like, I'm not pointing a lot of fingers. Yes, there were some flubs. Yes, there were some miscues, but there generally is in most games. I think it's fair to throw out the goalie tonight. And listen, if Edmonton got the goal and the Islanders didn't, we're telling people, even though the shot volume was heavily in favor of the Oilers, that Connor Ingram pretty much damn well goalied the New York Islanders because he faced some good opportunities. I think that's fair to say.
100%.
So do I. Yep. It was a fantastic game by him, and on the other side as well, it was a great game by both teams, and the goaltenders. Actually, the goaltenders were great.
Yes.
Now, can you cash in on some of those chances that you have? You probably don't see Draisaitl miss that opportunity very often.
I swear.
Fortunately, today it went in. But if you look at the last two periods, The Islanders had a total of 6 shots.
2 in the third, right?
2 in the third. 35-18 final shots. So you had opportunities, but once again, Sorokin was that good. It happens from time to time.
He's an elite goaltender. I don't remember we were talking in the press box today, like when people were suggesting, just go get Sorokin. That would be wonderful.
That would be great.
If you're the
We're
owner.
willing to get rid of him. Yeah.
However, they kind of want him too.
Yeah.
They kind of want him too. All right, have your say. Text us 780-218-9999 into the nasty chat as well. The Oilers fall 1-0 to the New York Islanders and lose the season series, get swept in the season series. These teams met early in the season in mid-October when the Oilers went on their first road trip through the New York area. Right after game number 2, they hit the road and were on the road for a few. Let's go to Mac Lemec, who texts in and says, Ingram played well, but he shouldn't have had the second star of the game over Duclair, who scored the only goal of the game. I blame the loss on the ref on stopping the play, saying the Oilers had scored. I also blame Draisaitl on missing the wide open net to tie the game and extend McDavid's point streak. Too much passing down low. Sorokin played well. Hell of a game. Patrick Waugh must be tickled pink. Mac Lemec with that text. What I really like that Mac pointed out was the too much passing down low.
Yeah, there was. There was times on the penalty on the power play where they were trying to be a little too cute. I thought they could have probably established a shot a little bit more. But I mean, you still put up 35 shots. You still had opportunities.
36. They take one away. Sometimes
they took one off. Yeah.
Yeah, they change it.
Yeah, just here it says 35.
Yeah, they changed it.
But you had opportunities, and ultimately Sorokin was playing exceptionally well tonight. So, I mean, I get the. Is it frustration that I get? Yeah, maybe it's a frustration with
so close.
Yeah, because you were so close to winning that game, and it's when you look at it, it's the old Islanders, the Islanders. We all think about the Islanders, where it's a team that's usually at the bottom of the standings, and they play a boring style of hockey. Well, this is not the same Islanders team. They've got great goaltending. They've got an elite player on defense. They've got a couple really good forwards. Like, they play more upbeat, in your face. I don't know. Like, it was a good game. But once again, I do understand the too many passes.
100%. That's why I pointed and highlighted that from Mac Lemec there on that text. A lot of I get a lot of what Mac Lemec said.
Yep.
On the text. I thought that point really stood out to me because we were watching them. And I remember at one point, I think it was late in a power play, maybe the first one the Oilers had in the game. It was late in the second period, and that one guy just yelled, "Shoot the puck," and you could hear it in the entire arena because there's that one moment where it gets quiet, and that guy's just like, "Shoot the puck." Kind of giggled, and we kind of chuckled at it. Pointed it out, and we're like, "Yeah, we get it. We absolutely understand." Okay, gray-haired teacher texting in. Gray-haired teacher says the ill-timed penalty by your leader is brutal. Too many times this year, we're saying can't be upset by that one too much, but we're in prime 97-29 years, and we're struggling to string together wins. It's sad. The thing I like about gray-haired teachers' texts is struggling to string together wins. I've been bringing it up a lot. I know some people don't believe that. I fully acknowledge hey, you don't always have to have win streaks, but this team doesn't even have one. They don't even have one win streak this year. This game, though, where I'll kind of counter gray-haired teachers, I'm not mad. If I'm looking at it from an Oilers point of view, I'm frustrated because they couldn't score and they had great opportunities, but I'm not mad at how they played. And I acknowledge, after you get past the disappointment, I acknowledge how well that the Islanders were able to hold the fort and the goaltending performance that they got.
Yeah, I mean,
the ill-time penalty, talk about that too.
There's a lot to unpack with that text. The ill-time penalty by your leader, like it is. It's a tough time to take a penalty, but I mean, what
did we say after the 2 power plays?
Yeah, you're going to get one. It's going to even out. So, yeah, sure. Is it an ill-timed penalty by your leader? Sure. Okay. The thing that I don't really care for, it's like, but we're in the prime years of 97 and 29. It's Thursday, January 15th at 9:49 p.m.
Why are you throwing things?
Well, because
don't hit the plant.
Oh, I'm sorry. January 15th is going to determine whether you win or lose the Stanley Cup because you lost 1-0 to the New York Islanders because you got goalied. I get the frustration, but you've been to 2 cup finals in a row the last 2 years. I get the frustration that you didn't win the game. I get the frustration because maybe they were being a little too cute in certain areas. Mm-hmm. I fully support those comments. We're in prime 97-29 years. Okay, and
they've been
it took McKinnon 10 years to win a cup. How long did it take Ovechkin to win a cup?
More than that.
So
13, 14.
Do I think the Oilers are as good as they've been in the last couple of years? No, I don't, personally.
Yeah, and that's fair. We've talked about that all season.
They're also still, I don't know, second in the division. So there's certain things within that text where I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand.
This is a deep breath moment.
It is. Take a breath. The penalty was bad. Sure, I get it. We're good. But 97-29 prime years because in this January 15th, come on. Just take a breath before.
I'm 100% with you because the Oilers lose 1-0 to the Islanders does not make the Oilers. It does not make it or break it team in the playoffs. Now it's the Oilers they're not good enough. If they can't win games like these, they're not good enough team. Once again, January 15th. To me, it's every team has losses like this. This is not this is just an Oilers thing. And how embarrassing is it that the Oilers can't score in this game? You can go through every NHL team. Maybe not this year for some teams like Colorado, but teams have these losses. It's the part of hockey. It's a part of bounces. Luck doesn't go your way. It is what it is. It's just one of those losses. It's you got unlucky. You ran into a goalie that played ridiculous tonight. If the Oilers played the Sorokin in Winnipeg the other night, Oilers win this game today 5-1. I'll say it now. But they did not play that Sorokin. They played the elite goalie level of Sorokin, and
they played a guy that wanted to bounce back too.
Yep.
So good point. Well said, Benny Thomson. Very well said. 780-218-9999. You can text us your thoughts as the Oilers fall 1-0 to the Islanders. Go to Hontorio Momes. Hontorio Momes says, boys, I am out on Roslovic. I pray that the Oilers do not give this guy a contract. For the past handful of games, he's been extremely careless with the puck, and it's having no impact, and it's soft. Last thing they need to do is sign another soft player. That's from Hontorio Momes. I brought this up at times, is be careful with a guy hungry for a contract. Mm-hmm. I would, and I said this about Roslovic a few weeks ago with Dusty. I said, I'm not sure if I would just dive right in and then offer him a contract just yet, because he's kind of been a mercenary, a bit of a hired gun. He's bounced around a little bit. He's been good up here, but now, when you talk about Hontorio Momes bringing up the last few games, careless with the puck, having no impact, soft, they shifted him to center, a position that, by all accounts, not his favorite. Putting him into an uncomfortable position, asking him to do something he's not really fond of doing.
Yep.
So he made a sacrifice, or he's doing what he's asked to do, paid to do, obviously, but it's not his forte. So I have a little bit of leeway there. Mm-hmm. And I look at what Hontorio Momes says and I go, not disagreeing at all. However, I would say how much of it is him playing in a position that he doesn't want to do, that isn't that fond of. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is fair. I mean, he's been a winger for quite some time.
Yeah.
And then now he's being thrust into the center role. I think that there is a little bit of a change there. Now, I think part of it is they've tried Savoy at center. It lasted one game. It didn't work out. And so now they're trying to piece it together, because when you look at their lines, they kept Nuge, McDavid, and Hyman together.
Yes.
You have the Draisaitl line. So they're trying to find another line that can possibly produce a little bit of points. And that's where that secondary scoring is. And so far, he has had chemistry with Howard and Savoy, but then it goes to, okay, well, who's going to play center? You've already tried Savoy.
Not putting Frederick back there.
You're not putting him back there. So if you want to have a third line, it's going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to be young because you have 2 young guys on there.
Correct.
And then you have to put Roslovic at center based off of circumstance.
Asking him something he's not necessarily that comfortable doing. And so I get that. That's why I understand Hontorio Momes' point, especially, isolating the last few games where Roslovic has played center. But I also go, well, it's not his position that he really is enamored with, if you will.
Exactly.
Anyway, good text though. Okay, and then I've seen a lot of this slump buster. I've been looking at the nasty chat. I see slump buster. If we're talking about the Islanders, they had 1 win in their last 3, but 3 wins in their last 5. So they have been playing good. 6-3-1 in their last 10. If that's what people are saying, like, the Oilers are slump busters for the Islanders, I don't think it really correlates here, right, Benny?
Well, yes. I think Shaggy was mentioning.
Unless I'm missing.
Shaggy was missing, or he was mentioning Saturday's game against the Canucks. Canucks lost tonight, so that's 9 in a row. So he's predicting for Saturday.
Okay.
The Oilers are slump busters, and they're going to lose to Vancouver on Saturday night. And
Gotcha.
Streak. But
he wasn't talking about tonight. The Islanders where they are playing the Islanders.
No, he's saying on Saturday the Oilers are going to lose to the Canucks because they've lost.
Okay.
Shaggy, turn that frown upside down, man.
Shaggy, brother, let's talk about it.
They've got a big weekend coming up here.
Shaggy, brother, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right, let's get to some more text. Conroe, Texas, jumping in there saying, this is why the Oilers lost 2 Stanley Cup Game 7s. They only went to Game 6 last year. No depth scoring, the bad habit of their need to score a pretty goal instead of shooting from prime scoring areas. Mm-hmm. Good text, Conroe.
Yeah, that's a good one. I completely agree because they were trying to be a little bit cute. They probably had more opportunities to score if they put the puck on the net. Anytime Connor attacks downhill, guys are going with him. So Connor, shoot it. Become a threat because everybody knows right now you're trying to pass to Leon. But if you become that threat, well, guess what? It automatically brings 2 guys and then stuff opens up. So they were rotating guys into different spots. And O'Connor at one point was where Nuge usually is in kind of down low place, where he walked, basically tried to get it to the back post. And I think Sorokin kind of poke checked it. But same thing, like he was trying to be just a little cute. I agree with that text.
All right, I want to get to this one because there's some interesting stats that I had while doing game prep. This text is from Stupid Peter. Hello, Stupid Peter. Says, I hate when this team loses to the Islanders. Are Connor and Leon going to have legs for a long playoff run? I understand why you hate when this team loses to the Islanders. I do want to inform people that the Oilers had won 4 of the last 6 games against the Islanders. They had won 6 straight and 12 of the last 13 home games against the Islanders. And in the last 10 games against New York, were 6-3-1. Got swept in the season series this year. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a counter to what has been happening with the Oil against the New York Islanders. Now, if this goes back to like the 80s and losing that first Stanley Cup in 83, and then, the Oilers beat the Islanders, and I get it. And then there's a huge stretch where the Oilers didn't win on Long Island. It was like a 15-year stretch. I remember being there for a game at Nassau Coliseum. Remember that dump? Yep. Terrible building. Where they hadn't won there since like 99 or something like that. They finally won in like 2014, 2015, but it was a long stretch. But I understand. Now, the other thing that was brought up by Stupid Peter is will Connor and Leon have legs for a long playoff run? Let's look at the time on ice tonight, boys. Let's look at the time on ice for those guys. Was it bad?
It was it was pretty high. My summer now lost.
It was high. Good point. Yeah. Go ahead, Benny.
It was I think it was 25. Yeah, so it was Draisaitl 24-40. You got McDavid 25-33. You got Hyman 22-17. And then you got Nuge 18-48. Kapanen 16-12. That's for the forward group. I mean, on the back end, it's gonna be Bush 26, Ekholm 21.
26.
So, I mean, to me, those numbers spiked up like that because Oilers go down 1-0 with. I mean, how many minutes was that left? Like 6 minutes left. So it's like, okay.
Yep.
you gotta go all out, especially against a goalie that's stoned you all night. Ride them. So I mean, yeah, those numbers are high, but I kind of understand it in this case. If the Oilers won tonight and they were this high, it's like, okay, why are you riding them this hard? Like, you didn't need to. You were up, but yeah, they needed a goal. So it's in this case, like, they were chasing a goal, and a goal they were like so close to getting. You gotta ride them.
Ice 256 in the nasty chat. Some feisty texts that I don't mind and I kind of chuckle at. He says the fourth line minutes, 8:47 for Frederick. Okay, 8:46 for Lazar. And then I think Janmark got a little bit more. He had 10:03. And like we do bring it up. We talk about the lack of point production from the fourth line, third line, even the bottom six as a whole, and the discrepancy in minutes. Absolutely. I'm at the point now where we're 48 games into the season where I'm just like, I don't expect anything else, to be honest with you, unless the Oilers are cruising up by like 3-4 goals and they can roll lines.
Even that, I still don't think it happens.
Well, it's a little bit better.
Bad.
I think we've just come to realize that Connor and Leon want to play, and they want to play a lot. But
I don't disagree with that, but like, you do have to.
I agree. Trust me. I think they play a little bit too much.
Sure.
I fully agree with that statement. But those two guys, like, I think that's part of what the situation is, that they want to play like that much. Yeah. They want to be the guys that are going to impact the game at every single turn. And, you know, in one breath, you sit there and you say, okay, well, I like that because my leaders want to be on the ice. They want to be the guys that touch the puck.
Right.
And that used to be, I remember Don Knockbar used to tell me that all the time. Okay, leaders want to be on the ice. They want to impact the game. They want to have the puck on their stick, and they want to make things happen. So from that standpoint, it's great because those guys do want to be impact players. They want the puck on their stick. They want to carry the team. With that being said, the teams that have won in the past whatever amount of years, let's just call it 5, have been able to roll 4 lines.
Tampa had like Sorelli and those guys.
Exactly. And
Patty Maroon in the bottom
you have
6.
to have everybody going because that is how you win games. So if you look now at the last 2, well, guess what? They've been able to lock down McDavid and Draisaitl. And so the rest of the lineup, if you looked at last year, it was a third line of the Florida Panthers that ultimately won that series.
Lundell, Lucian, and Marchand. That line was gross.
They were like a first line.
It was like a first line, but at the end of the day, it was still your third line. Yeah. And they were the one that ultimately won the series because they were going. The fourth line, when they got out there, they banged and crashed. They did what they needed to do, and they gave you positive minutes. And you need to have 4 lines rolling in the playoffs. You need to have 4 lines if you're going to be a legitimate team.
That is depth.
That is depth.
I agree with you. Now, I don't agree with the fact of that the Oilers have never had depth scoring. Let's not forget the first 2 playoff series last year. The depth scoring for the Oilers got them to the conference final. It was then when McDavid and Draisaitl started to take over. And obviously against Florida, when you compare the 2 depth pieces, each team, Florida's was much better. And there's no debate about that. But
yes.
And it was probably the leading factor as to why Florida won the cup. But in those, like, the depth scoring that it had a role in those first 2 rounds at least. Like, I remember Connor Brown scoring some huge goals for them in those first couple of rounds. Just Henrique did. Yeah, like all these guys, those guys.
That was a good line.
Yep, that was a great line.
It was a really good line.
That was a good line.
And so, to me, they haven't always been needing depth scoring, but yes, of course, in the final they missed it, and right now they are. They're missing some depth scoring, 100%.
CK Pawn in the nasty chat said, hey, the bottom 6 had chances tonight, but if you don't score, tough to give more minutes. And like Frederick, I wrote it down. Frederick had a nice feed to Janmark, who tried to set up Lazar backdoor. It didn't work out. They
were good tonight.
They tried when they were out there.
Get a ton of minutes.
They know their asses are stapled to the bench if the team's not winning.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you this question, okay?
Yes.
If your team's not doing well, your stars are being stifled, but your fourth line's playing well, do you not give them a little bit of a carrot and say, hey, boys, you guys are the ones that are playing well. Like, let's get you out there a little bit more to see what you can do?
I like coaches who go with the hot hand game to game. In game, recognizing, hey, that guy's going. I'm going to elevate him, and I'm going to put that guy down because he's done diddly squat tonight. So when it comes down to crunch time and you need something, usually it's a goal, but you need something like momentum or just hard work to wake the other guys up on the bench.
And we lost them for a second there. I was gonna add,
been rewarded with a goal, but they've been around it.
Yeah, are you guys back?
Putting them back out there.
You guys,
I like that.
You guys lost connection there for a second.
No, we're back.
Welcome back. But I was just gonna add to Bellsy there. The situation you have teed up there is like, yes, rewarding lines that are playing well when the other guys aren't going. 100% with you. You go do that. But I didn't think the Oilers top guys were not going tonight. I thought they were. They couldn't score. That's all it was. It was like, I thought fourth line went out there. They had looks. Third line went out there. They had looks. Second line, first line, wherever you want to name, they all had looks. I think when they got out there, it was just Sorokin played well enough to shut the door. That's the bottom line, I think.
Okay. Anything to add, or you want me to rattle off some more text? Yep. Okay. Hampton Steve was the one who brought up the thing on the pregame show where it's like, watch the Oilers get scored on by the worst power play in the league. Was it 15.2% is what the Islanders had on the power play coming into tonight? It was 32nd in the NHL. Yeah, 15.2%. Edmonton's power play 33.8. Edmonton's PK had crept up to 12th coming into action today. Now, the Islanders' PK is pretty good at 10th, 6 shorties scored, 81.4%. Edmonton couldn't convert on it. Power play opportunities, the PK couldn't get the 32nd ranked power play held off the board. Does that get brought up? Does something like that get brought up? Because if I were to suggest to you that the worst power play in the NHL scored on you, and it's only 15.2% efficient. I would, if I was a penalty killer, I'd be disappointed. Now, the goal they scored was actually fantastic. I thought it was a great play.
Nice play.
I don't think it gets brought up in the room. Now, I think obviously if a power play is struggling and they get a little bit of life and they get a little juice and they score on you, as a killer, you're disappointed because you want to take pride in that.
Yeah.
But the reality of the situation is, what does the penalty kill do? The penalty kill is there to try to limit the amount of chances because you're down by 1. So sometimes, like today, hey, they made a great play. And you got to tip your cap to them because, once again, they got 5, you got 4 in most cases. Sometimes you have 3. And you're trying to do as much as you can to keep them to the outside, clog the middle, right?
Yep.
And so it happens where sometimes they just power plays that are down around the bottom of the league, they change their focus. And maybe they're not trying to do too much. Maybe they're just trying to get pucks on net. And then, stuff opens up where the seams underneath, they start to hit.
James said that Barzal had time to shave before he made the pass. Now, I think that was Callum Ritchie that had he got it on his forehand in tight to the right of Pickard. And then he kind of moved it and made the backhand pass underneath Bouchard's stick, and Duclair just fired it. That was a nice play.
Yeah, it's how many times when we see the Oilers on the power play and they make an unbelievable play, we turn around and we go, man, that was just an unbelievable play. Yes. Well, it's the same. Sometimes you just literally have to tip your cap and say, that was a pretty nice play. Today, the goal that they scored was a pretty nice play.
I would ask, could that have been, could somebody have laid their stick down?
Perhaps.
Instead of just.
Perhaps they could have.
Prone, 3-point stance, hockey positioned it, and just kind of turned. That's all I would ask. And if the answer is no, then I'd be like, okay, that's fine. I get it. I would just ask. Somebody maybe went down or tried to take away that passing lane.
Chief Andy.
I have. What did Chief Andy? Go ahead.
He's like, I like Diva Bellsy. He's a lot more sensible.
Diva Bellsy's great. Yes, he is.
What's it? Is it this one? You, Chief Andy.
All right. Text us 780-218-9999. The Oilers lose 1-0 to the New York Islanders. Yes, frustrating. Yes, disappointing. We want to know what you thought. And then I've seen some people actually say, like, I feel bad for the Canucks. Feel bad for the Canucks.
You do?
Because the Oilers are going to be pissed off.
No.
What?
Based off of what I saw in the playoffs, when it was Edmonton and Vancouver,
This
and
2 years
the
ago.
absolute nonsense that happened in this nasty chat, there is no reason an Oiler fan should feel bad for a Vancouver Canuck player, media member, or fan. You Canucks.
Wow. I'm not saying that.
Team is out tonight.
And the fans.
You know what?
You don't know. You don't feel sorry for them. They're a rival of ours. And if you can bury them more, you bury them more.
If you didn't play for the Oilers, I would say, oh, yours? Ours?
Yeah, that's right. I did play for the Oilers.
Yes,
and I'm
you
going to
did.
say ours.
By the way, Belzy will be playing for the Oilers alumni at the Shoresy Classic. That is January 23rd. Yes, at Rogers Place. I'm going to be there.
Nice.
I'm going to come support my co-host and good friend, and I will have a few libations and social sparklers, and also support a lot of the Oilers alumni who are great guys, and some of them friends, and looking forward to that. I think that's going to be great. Get your tickets if you want to go check it out. I have seen some videos of the other alumni that Shoresy has played.
Yep.
And they've sold out like Little Caesars Arena and a bunch of other places.
Are we expecting a sellout?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I'm nervous now.
There's been so many events at Rogers Place, lots of hockey events, obviously. We had the PWHL. They've got the lacrosse there tomorrow night. I saw them getting ready. Saw Lindy from William Huff putting up the banners and stuff, welcoming the NLL teams. And NLL. Sorry, I think I said WHL. My bad. I think it's going to be great. So I don't know how ticket sales are going for the Shoresy Classic, but I hope we get a good turnout because it's going to be great. Are you going to be nervous playing against a big crowd again?
If there's a massive crowd, I'm nervous.
Get out of here.
Puking for sure.
No, you don't. You're so full of. They'll take a look. See if there's.
I'm going to take a look. I'm going to check this out.
Yeah. And hey, another thing, we ran into Brett Kissel.
Yeah, we did.
We're gonna. He's. I think he's got an announcement coming up, but look forward to seeing him back on the in concert very, very soon in the coming months. Okay, you're pulling that up. Benny, what do you got? You got some? Do we have some clips already?
We do. Ingram, Wallman, and Knobloch all good to go.
I'm just gonna say it looks like this thing sold out.
Yeah, my dad was looking at tickets.
Except for the upper bowls.
Yeah. I believe they'll all available upper bowl.
Sanity.
I'm gonna try to sneak it to the alumni room.
You should.
I know.
This is actually, it might be, it's sold out.
Are you nervous?
I'm nervous now.
Do you need a puke bucket? I've got one under the counter there.
Yeah, so. I do need one.
Okay, big boy, you're gonna have to get ready to play.
Oh my God, I gotta do like some push-ups, some calisthenics.
Hey, can you tell everybody before we jump into the Oilers locker room who's joining us on this weekend's edition of Hello Hockey?
We have Nasty Morasti, a former teammate of mine. We've kind of stayed in touch over the years. But yeah, we tried to get him on Hello Hockey a couple times, but the last time we did, he was on a family trip in Florida. So he couldn't make it and reached out and he wants to come on.
He's on that Shoresy team.
He's on that Shoresy team.
It's going to be great. John Morasti will join us on Hello Hockey this Saturday. We're live on location at, local South Edmonton Common as well, if you want to come join us. Okay, let's go inside the room. Benny, who we're going to hear from first? We'll leave that up to you.
Let's go with Connor Ingram, the guy that made some big saves tonight and second star. So here's Connor Ingram from the dressing room tonight.
Busy first period, then kind of a lot of watching for you after that.
Yeah, it felt like the opposite of that Chicago game, honestly. I thought, especially the second and third period, we really took over. You know, some days the bounces are going to go your way, and sometimes they're not. I mean, we hit two posts pretty hard there in the third period, and that's the difference.
For you, just a lot of good reads again. You seem to feel comfortable with how you're playing, a lot of timely big saves.
Yeah, I mean, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And this is a confidence-based position, and, you know, we've been able to piece together a couple of good ones, and it feels good.
Connor, you had a great night in between the fights, but when you see the other guy on the other end of the ice have the night he has, what's that kind of do for your a motivation or a willingness to try to up your level to keep up with them?
I mean, he did. He played great, but it doesn't really change my job. I mean, whether you put 6 in or none in, my job doesn't change. So I thought he played great, but like I said, it's 2 bad bounces that are the difference in that game. Obviously, he deserves some credit as well, but it's that close, and that's what it's like playing in the NHL. You know, you get a guy who's hot like that with a couple posts, and that's the difference.
This looked like a 5-3 game disguised as 1-0. Like the teams were getting after it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good hockey game. I mean, that's probably one that the people who won 6-5 games hate, but I thought it was a good hockey game.
Do you, you're in a situation with 3 goalies in town. Everyone's probably been through that somewhere in your life, but it's rare. Does that change anything, the way you think, your motivation, the way you prepare, or anything like that?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm living in the JW. All I think about is having a good practice tomorrow. None of that's in my control, and it's just wasted energy if you think about it.
I appreciate that. You started laughing.
Oh, hey, I've been there. Not the JW, but yeah, I've been in some hotels, extended stays.
Like,
it's fun. You have nothing to do but think about hockey.
Yeah. Hey, the rink's
or
right
trying
there.
to save your teammate from death.
Like Calvin Pickard?
Yeah, Calvin Pickard.
Yes, the blanket that he slept with, the kid blanket, and
or how many of the rookies can I pick up at one time in my vehicle?
That's funny.
Yeah,
we got a lot of good restaurants close by.
They were never close when we were in with Colorado.
Well, Connor Ingram's got a lot of restaurants, a lot of options, and he's got it good. I like that. Good perspective there from Connor Ingram. All right,
he's going to create a lot of problems, eh?
What do you mean? In what way?
In a very good way. Like, he played unbelievable again tonight.
I thought he was great. It was a goaltender's duel.
Yeah, it really was.
I think it's fair to call that a goaltender's duel.
Okay, so now you talk about it and you say, okay, well, is it still as simple as, hey, we want to send them down, or is it now, well, no, we need to keep 3 goaltenders?
Do you believe Chris Knobloch more? Like when he said this morning that
I fully believe him now, because I don't know what to do. Before, I was as simple as like, okay, I think you got to send Ingram down, because then it just frees up a little bit of space.
You're not talking about asset management.
Yeah, it's asset management, but at the same time, it's also cap management.
Right.
So as much as his money is not a lot, it's still on the books. And you move him down, money's off the books. Maybe we can incur a little bit more by the time the trade deadline hits. But based off way he's playing, guys.
So people are saying he's better than Jari. I saw Ingram greater than Jari on the nasty chat just a second ago there.
I'm starting to believe Reid Wilkins' prediction.
He has been good.
Do you know Reid Wilkins' prediction?
Yeah, that he's going to be the starter, right?
On day one of playoffs.
I mean, it's a long way down the road. But,
yeah,
I mean, who knows? The Oilers could lose him the waivers in the next couple of weeks. Like we talk about this guy's playing in a different uniform. But
I wouldn't let that happen.
If they are smart, they keep this guy around. He's been their most steady goalie this year. Like
wild. He's played like 8 games.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's crazy. He's another very, very good game for him tonight. Very, very good game. I'm excited to see where it goes.
All right, let's go back inside the room. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just want a quick one. So James Barrels here. I still think it makes sense to send Ingram down, but you offer him a contract for next year to let him know he's wanted by the organization.
Struddy was talking about that on his show.
I get it. At the same time,
do you need to do that?
At the same time, Ingram's been arguably your best goaltender. And if you're in the NHL, you want your best players on the ice. So then I think you have to go with a three-headed monster. And if Picks, you don't play, then you don't play. And it has to be Jari and Ingram. Then it's Jari and Ingram without Picks going down, and he's still in the room. I think that Ingram, the way that he's played in these games, has done enough to really make them question what they want to do. And trust me, before this, I've said it multiple times, I think the answer was sending him down so that you don't lose him, and your organizational depth with goaltending is really strong.
Yeah.
That's logical. Because if you lose Jari, then boom, here comes Ingram again. If you lose Pickard, okay, well now it's Ingram and Jari. If you lose Ingram, Jari and Pickard. It makes sense across the board if you send him down. But right now, based off how he just played, okay.
Is 8 games too small of a sample size?
It is, but based on what you see,
so far so good.
It's really good. Because you would have said the same thing about Wallstead in Minnesota. Well, is it too small?
Well, that was an all-time heater, though.
I get it, but you would have said it's too small. But it's not like he's really wavered that far off of it. He's still playing really good hockey.
Yeah. I remember asking on Ingram's first start, is there a chance that he takes over the backup role in this team? And we all talked about it. We all said pretty low. The boys like Calvin Pickard.
His numbers were awful.
And his numbers were bad in the AHL. He's like, most likely he's just here until Jari gets back. That's not the conversation anymore. It's how do you keep this guy around without losing Pickard and trying to keep your asset, right? It's good for him, and that's all credit to him with how he's played in these 8 games.
Okay, let's go back inside the Oilers locker room. Who do we have next, Benny?
This is Jake Wallman from the locker room tonight.
Not get a goal. I mean, what do you think of the attack tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we had our chances for sure. When we broke them down, their goalie was there to bail them out, and thought the goaltending all game from Ingy and their guy there was top notch. So tough to score when the goalies are playing like that.
Do you guys feel like you developed enough of the quality looks that you guys were hoping for? Just Sorokin just had a hot hand almost.
Yeah, we had our looks. We had good looks. I don't know, maybe over 30 shots, I think. But we, for the most part of that game, we got to our game. It's just sometimes that happens. You run into a hot goalie, and yeah, it was a goaltending game today.
So your first regulation loss in 6 games, and it's one where you outshoot the other guys 2-1. So things are going pretty well, I would assume, for you guys.
Yeah, guys have been playing well. Trying to find our game here this half of the season, and kind of getting into a groove. And I think for the most part we've done that. And yeah, I think just keep going.
When Leon gets that look with 15 seconds left or whatever it was, what's going through your head?
Goal, but it's 99 out of 100. He's making that, and yeah, it's I think keep giving him that puck in that same spot. He's got the next one.
Yeah, that's emblematic of how your team's night went, right? And your best scorer's got the wide open net from his favorite spot, and somehow it doesn't go in. Is that it's almost a metaphor for the whole night? Seems like.
Yeah, you almost just kind of look back and. Yeah, sometimes it goes that way, and I mean, when we had our looks, like I said, we ran into a hot goalie, and I mean, I'm sure a bunch of us probably want to have a couple looks back and try it again.
Ingram comes up from the AHL. He's been excellent. I mean, are you at the point where he's probably not giving up more than 2? Like, what have you thought of how he's come up?
Yeah, that was my first game with him behind me, and I felt pretty confident with him back there. So, yeah, I gave him a lot of taps tonight. I think we all did. He made a bunch of great saves and kept that game 0-0 for a long time.
Jake, for you, that's second game since a lengthy layoff. How are you feeling? How do you feel after 2 games? Sometimes game one's maybe adrenaline. How did it feel tonight?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I think it'll take a little bit. It was a long time off, so I probably won't feel exactly like myself for a couple more games. But yeah, it feels. Biggest thing is it feels great to be back.
Okay, there's Jake Wallman, 16:41 time on ice, 2 shots, 2 block shots, 3 giveaways tonight in his, like you heard there, second game back from injury, a prolonged injury. He was out since November 20th. All right, I'm going to throw out the turning point of the game, brought to you as always by our good friends at Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. Pretty simple here. I mean, you could point out a couple of huge saves at key moments from Ilya Sorokin, but 1 goal tonight, and that was the difference maker at 13:42 of the third period. Islanders power play, that 15.2%. Guess what, Belzy? She's going up.
It's 15.4 now.
Anthony Duclair, his 9th from Callum Ritchie. Really nice play by Ritchie down low. And then Barzal picking up the second helper. That is the difference on the night. Ingram was great. I would not fault him on that at all. But I would say if you were maybe trying to block a passing lane, you might want to put your stick down. But I don't know. Who am I to say? Just wondering aloud. That is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. You like that, huh?
Until he just sauces it over.
He wasn't going to sauce it over. He went forehand to backhand.
Was it Barzell? The Barzell started with it was Cal Ritchie. He can sauce that over you. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, but he's standing there like this, and you can just your stick
I've seen
down.
him play defense, Tommy. He's saucing that over you.
I'm not saying I could do it. I would be stuck in the other zone because I'm slow, fat, and crappy. But if you're an NHL defenseman getting paid like 10 schmil, maybe put your stick down. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right, let's bring in Reid Wilkins for Reid's Read, brought to you by Ewell, your power play specialist. Ewell has the gear you need for your next electrical project with 3 Edmonton area locations, and you can order online anytime at ewell.ca. Ewell, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. It was pretty electric in there tonight. Some great plays at both ends of the rink. Some phenomenal saves from both goaltenders. Unfortunately, it is Ilya Sorokin outdueling Connor Ingram on this night. And Reid Wilkins, Belzy's been spicy tonight. Belzy's been
I haven't
diva
been
Belzy.
spicy at all, Reid.
Yeah, you were sitting with us. I mean, you could tell everybody how spicy Belzy was tonight.
Well, you were between Belzy and I, Tom, so I was not privy.
Thank you, Reid.
I had to deal with the spice.
Alleged, and I emphasize alleged spiciness. He was quite pleasant, and I would say sweet with me, not spicy.
You know the best part about it is that earlier on the show today, he called me out and said that because I missed the alumni skate, multiple guys were chirping me.
They were.
So I actually said, who wants to smoke? And Johnny Boychuk was the first one I saw. I said, hey, why are you chirping me? You want the smoke, Johnny? He goes, I didn't chirp you. Tom made that up. I wasn't even at the skate.
Hang on. Hang on.
This guy's making stuff up.
I might mix it up every now and then, put words in people's mouths. But I said to Johnny that you were going to play, and then you bailed at the last second, and he kind of gave it typical Belzy kind of thing. But the other guys who wanted to see you there, and when you didn't show up, were like, where the hell's Belzy? I thought he was going to be here.
Just hey,
getting that smoke.
I was just coaching. I was coaching 2 games.
Successfully?
Successfully.
All right. Reid Wilkins, what do you got for us on this night? Because, I mean, that was a tight one. I pointed out the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. The worst power play in the league converts, and the best power play in the league gets held off the score sheet tonight.
Well, in terms of that goal, the only one we have to talk about tonight, though the Oilers were very close on a couple other ones, I just thought, I mean, I guess you got to give Barzell credit, right? I mean, he carried the puck around the net. He got to exactly the space that he wanted on the ice, and then the Islanders ran that play. I mean, it was almost like a football play, because the Oilers kind of let him go around the outside because he wasn't really doing too much, and then he got to his spot, and then it was almost like hut. And he passes it inside, and then it gets passed back into the slot for Duclair to score. It was like, I don't know what the Islanders' dialogue was going into this game, but it was almost like they said, okay, we're just going to do this. We suck on the power play. We're going to run. We're going to practice this one thing, and if we can get the puck in that position and set it up, we'll run it. Like, I know I'm oversimplifying it, but it almost looked like that. Like, it almost like if the 3 of us all of a sudden had to play basketball against like 3 like Golden Bears who are all like 6'8", we'd be like, okay, we know how to do one basketball play. We'll just try to run that, and maybe it'll work, and we'll get one basket. So yeah, I mean, that was a well executed play. The Oilers obviously had 2 power plays, couldn't score. I will say this though, like you guys were saying, now the Islanders are ahead of the Flyers, by the way, in power play, so they're out of last.
Nice.
To me, an individual goal against a poor power play is disappointing, but LA came in here with a bad power play and scored.
Yes.
They're 27th. I think they were 27th or 28th going into that game. So that's not encouraging in that what would that be? Consecutive home games, the Oilers have been scored on by 2 of the 6 worst power plays in the NHL. So a slightly bigger picture to that. Hopefully it's just a blip on the radar. But overall, I actually thought this was a very entertaining game. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know usually entertainment is associated with goals, but I thought there were a lot of chances. I thought both goaltenders were outstanding. I mean, right from 10 minutes into the first period, you felt like the goals were going to be hard to come by, even if there were a lot of chances. And so, I mean, Sorokin's one of the best in the league. You're going to love this, Tom. I don't think he played Knobloch yet.
Nope.
He references saves above expected.
Oh, boy.
In his post. And he said Sorokin's number 1. I'm looking on Natural Stat Trick. The expected goals in this game, Tom, and you may want to make note of this, were 4.3 to 1.6.
Yeah, let me get my pen out.
The high danger chances, which I do look at, were 17-9 in favor of Edmonton. So, I mean, the Oilers played well. They weren't perfect. You probably give up a few too many grade A chances of their own. But I think if they play like this, they're going to win the large majority of the time. And I think we got to point out here what another positive this is for Connor Ingram to stop 17 out of 18, to give his team a chance to not get beaten 5-on-5, only got beaten on a power play. And, for the most part, stared down one of the best at the other end and hung right in there with him. And his, I don't know if his stats have been updated here on the web yet, but his save percentage should be probably 907 or 908 after this game. I think he was 904 coming in, if I remember. So that's another encouraging performance by Ingram. And I mean, it's kind of at the point with him now where I'm getting to expect it, that he's going to be hard to get 3 on. I mean, Boston got that many on him on a night in which the Oilers didn't play very well. Calgary got the 3 with the 3rd one later in the game. Other than that, he's been hard to get more than 2 past, which is really encouraging.
Thank you for bringing up was it goals above expected or saves above expected? Was that what is that?
I think Knobloch called it.
What do you call it?
Saves above expected.
Right. And if it is something that people need, if it's a formula that tells them that the guy can make the 1 or 2 extra saves every night and that helps them interpret the game better, I'm all for it. I don't need that.
Jeez, Tom.
What? I didn't swear.
Coarse. That's such coarse language to you.
Don't talk to me like that, you. I'm kidding. I love you, Bubba. What do you got for Reid?
I got nothing for Reid.
Why?
I'm just ready to start chirping away at you.
For what?
You're going to become an analytics guy. Just embrace it, Tommy.
I have.
Fully.
I have. I don't need that to tell me what I already know. This is a conversation you should be having with Cass. All right. Reid. Are you worried at all about the bottom 6? So this is a conversation that continues on. We saw some encouraging things in the 8 minutes that the 3rd or 4th line played. Pardon me.
I'm going to add to that. One of the comments that we were talking about earlier in the show was that, are you worried that McDavid and Draisaitl are being run out there too much? So they played, 24 minutes, 25 minutes?
Yes.
The 4th line didn't play a whole lot as per usual. Do you think, because given the fact that they're playing a lot now, those 2 guys are going to go off to the Olympics?
Yes.
They're going to play a lot there. They're going to come back. They're going to start playing again. And by the time they get to the playoffs, they're going to be tired. Do you think there's something to that?
I'm going to say probably not, guys, just because that's how they've been used most of their careers. So, I mean, last year, McDavid averaged 22.02 per game. They went to the Stanley Cup final. The year before, he averaged 21.22 per game. They went to the Stanley Cup final. It is higher this year. It's at 22.53. That's elevated probably by a few more overtime games and what they've gone to a shootout, I think, 3 times. Last year, they only went to a shootout once. So you could probably account for some of the extra ice time just with the extra ice time that he's been getting in overtime. The Olympic thing, though, is the one thing I would wonder about because they haven't been through it. I mean, Germany's probably not going to play as many games as Canada.
True.
And I also think it's not just going to be the physical toll. It could be the emotional toll. I mean, as we know, there are few things, and then probably a lot of soccer fans might get mad at me, but I believe there are few things in the world in international sports that carry more weight and can be more emotionally taxing than playing on a Canadian national team. Mm-hmm. You know, yes, I know there's New Zealand rugby. I know there's English football, you know, a lot of the great soccer countries. I get it, but being a Canadian hockey fan on a Canadian national team is up there, right?
Sure.
You're not playing to participate. You're not playing to get a medal. You are playing for gold, you know, and you are going to a tournament in which every other nation wants to be the one that has their moment where they beat Canada.
Yep.
Teams like the United States want to do it in a semifinal or a final. Teams like, you know, Latvia or whoever else is in it want to do it. So that's their only win of the tournament. Hey, we were outscored 19-4 in 4 games, but we beat Canada 2-1. You know, so I wonder about that emotional toll. And we know that McDavid is mentally strong and mentally tough. And I know he was on the Four Nations team. I know he was on the World Juniors. But this still for him, this will be at least somewhat new. So, you know, I for the Olympics, yes, a physical toll, but I wonder about that emotional toll of getting back to the NHL after that tournament. Now, other players might go through this as well, right? Like McKinnon has not been in the Olympics. Makar has not been in the Olympics. They're all great players. Will it weigh on them in some way? Will it wear them down? You know, I guess spiritually as much as physically when they get back. They'll probably be fine once the playoffs roll around. Yeah. But that's sort of what I worry about more than just the ice time McDavid and to some extent Draisaitl are averaging as members of the Edmonton Oilers, because I think they can handle that. And I think as this season goes along, I mean, look, they play this way against another team. It might be 6-1, and they're playing 17 minutes, right? Like they're shut down for the last 10 minutes. Draisaitl 20-42 2 years ago, 21-31 last year, 22-02 this year. So yeah, I wish it could be a little lower, but I don't really think that they're the types of players that can get worn down. Now, the bottom 6, yeah, I continue to think it's not good enough. I think the last few games have been a little more encouraging. Look, guys, they are better with Lazar in the lineup on the fourth line, quite frankly.
Yes.
I mean, he almost caused a puck over glass penalty with that forecheck. The refs have to talk about it. Janmark missed some time. They are better with Janmark in the lineup because he's fast and can kill penalties. We know he can't handle the puck. Okay, that's life. and then maybe those guys pull for well, what do you want me to say, Kelsey? Like, he fanned on a breakaway twice, partial breakaway twice tonight. Like, his puck skills would be rated as below average or poor. All right, that's life. That's why he's on that line. And then Roslovic, Howard, and Savoy, I think, are working really hard. But there's a combination of inexperience, and I think Roslovic still is not a center. Like, it's funny, today Knobloch called him a center. About 2 weeks ago, he's like, yeah, he's not a center. We need him on the wing. So, yeah, no, maybe it's just a case of they find a better, younger, like what they need is the Adam Henrique from when they traded for him 2 years ago.
I don't think he's coming back. I'm sorry.
You don't think he'll play again?
No, I don't think that Adam Henrique.
No, that Henrique is not coming back.
Gone.
Yeah.
So can they find the version of that guy by the deadline? Maybe that would
Adam Henrique that we have today is probably a fourth liner.
Correct.
So then what does the fourth line look like when he comes back? Does it become Frederick, Lazar, Henrique? Well, what do you do with the janitor?
Janitor ain't doing much, and I'm his boy. He's the guy I always go, watch Janmark, and I'm like, I don't mind if you take him out of the lineup, to be honest with you.
But honestly, you know that they're going to try to make a trade because you have to improve that third line. So then what does it become?
I don't know. You try to offload him, to be honest, in a perfect world.
Fair.
Yeah.
But just quickly, if you're trying to get better and you're trying to be in that window to contend, and this is not a shot at Major Laser, it's not.
Watch your mouth.
Is he a good enough fourth line center to be on a team that should be in that conversation of Stanley Cup contender?
Go ahead, Reed.
Is Lazar?
Yeah.
Probably not quite. No, I mean, you'd like a guy who could probably play even 11 or 12 minutes, right?
Yep.
Or have a little more offensive touch. I mean, he has 3 goals. So yeah, I mean, the bottom 6 is not as good as the last. Well, the bottom 6 is not as good as any of the last 4 years, quite frankly. Like, this is the worst Oilers forward core since they were swept by the Jets.
Yes.
In the All-Canadian season. You know, then the next year, they made the conference final, then they lost to Vegas. They were good enough to win the cup that year. They lost to the team that won it, and then we know what's happened since then.
That's right.
So can it be upgraded at the deadline this year? I don't know. Like, will a true third line? Do they have the assets to get a true third line center? You know, without dumping more future draft picks into the ether. And then, you know, does that do enough to truly round out the bottom 2 lines? You know, so if you you'd bump Roslovic to a wing. So does that bump Howard out of the lineup? You know, does that bump Savoy to a fourth line and bump Lazar out? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't quite fit, right? Because I still think there are then some players a little bit miscast, even if you move them around a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's Reed's Read, brought to you by Ewell, Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle Reid Wilkins, and Ben Thomson with you. You can text us 780-218-9999. The Oilers fall 1-0 to the Islanders. Twitter Mary getting in there. Hello, Twitter Mary. Twitter Mary, I have your thermos. It'll be at the studio. You can pick it up. I cleaned it really good. The soup was delicious, by the way. I feel much, much better. Twitter Mary says, if you can't play the fourth line against the Islanders, come on. They'd better play them against Vancouver. That's from Twitter Mary.
Well, they played their regular amount of time, though, right?
The 8 minutes, 8-ish.
Yeah, well, that's what they're getting. That's how this fourth line gets used. I mean, I didn't even check. The Islanders, Gatcombe played 9:40. I think he had a good scoring chance. McLean played 9:33. Who was the other guy on that fourth line?
It was, I have it right here, Zizekas, who's centering it.
Zizekas played 13-14. He was on the penalty kill. So that fourth line got a couple extra shifts than Edmonton's fourth line.
Just for the record, a lot of people have been saying, well, you can't lose against the Islanders, blah, blah, blah. They're a top 10 team in the NHL.
Yes.
So I think that rhetoric needs to kind of disappear, because I understand why it's been said, because in yesteryear, it was boring, bottom of the standings hockey.
Yeah.
But once again, like, this is not the same New York Islanders team that we're accustomed to seeing.
It's also a team that 3-4 years ago was in the conference final back-to-back years in the East. They had a couple of dips in back-to-back seasons.
So the New York Islanders are a very good hockey team. They're 10th in the league.
Good point. All right, Reed, Rick, and Belsey, let's do this. Let's take a look ahead to Saturday in Vancouver. The Oilers are going to bounce back. Canucks continue to struggle. A lot of people are saying, I'd be worried if I was the Canucks. The Oilers want to take their revenge out on them. And maybe that happens, but it's a back-to-back situation for the Oil. They're not good on the back half of back-to-backs. They have a ceremony planned for Sunday against the Blues for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who will be the first Oiler to play 1,000 games start to finish, or from game 1 to game 1,000 with the Oil. Kevin Lowe did it, but he did it in 2 stints. So this is a special thing for the Oil.
It is, yeah.
But you got to get through that Vancouver game first. What do you think, Reed Rick?
Well, I'm going to say the same thing I said going into that Winnipeg game a few days ago. Add to the Canucks' misery. You know, like, take a look at the standings. Look at where they are, and look at the street column, which says L6. You know, like, no reason to show them any mercy. Like, go in there and say, yeah, we're taking 2 points. We're not letting this team get any life against us. And, and maybe it is the opportunity for some of the Oilers' depth players to make an impact on the score sheet as well.
Yeah, I mean, just play the right way. Play like you kind of did today, where you're limiting chances from the Islanders, but in the Canucks case, get on the forecheck. You know you're going to get turnovers. Get under the skin of some of those players and make it hard for them, because when you're a team that's at the bottom of the standings and games turn hard, instantaneously in the back of your head, you go, do I really want it tonight? It's human nature. That's what they do. So put the pressure on them, challenge them. Don't give up anything for free, similar to what you did tonight, and you should have a victory.
I'm not going to lie, you should have a victory on Sunday as well against the St. Louis Blues team that's had a ton of struggles, but we'll get there when we get there. Saturday, we are live on location at Boston Pizza 170th, a.k.a. Westgate. Friedrich, will you join us? Belzy will be there.
I will not. I will be watching Seahawks and Oilers in the comfort of my home.
I'm upset.
Sounds nice.
But I understand. That sounds lovely. Hey, great sitting with you tonight, my friend.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you tomorrow, buddy.
All right, yeah.
There you go. There's Reid Wilkins with Reid's Read, brought to you by Ewell. Let's welcome Benny Thomson back in. Benny, we've got a couple minutes here to wrap things up. What do you have after we heard from Friedrich there?
I mean, typical Friedrich. I'm very pissed off that he's not going to be at Westgate on Saturday. Wow.
You're going to be at Westgate, obviously.
I will be.
Thank
at Westgate.
you.
No, but yeah. I mean, I like this in perspective on the whole. You got to balance the Olympics and with how much you're playing. Connor and Leon, keeping that in mind, obviously. But this is how they have their team kind of ran for the past couple of years, right? And the fourth line, 8 minutes looks bad, but it's kind of what they played, the fourth line. Like to me, I was surprised that the numbers of the fourth line were getting brought up tonight. I'm like, is that not typical? Like to me, I was like, that's.
I feel like we're always going to hear about the fourth line minutes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but I was just like, that's what we're gonna pick on. That 8 minutes, close to 9 minutes, I believe, for Trent Frederick. I was like, that's pretty much what he's been playing this year. So I'm not surprised by it or anything. I actually thought the fourth line had a pretty good game, and like we were talking about earlier, they you could give them more ice time, but let's be real, who do you trust you to score a goal when you need it desperately?
Not them.
Exactly. So it's like, what do you want them to do?
Try hard.
Yep, and they did. Good for them.
Go to the dirty areas.
9 minutes. They. To me, I think Trent Frederick, he's still not at I think where everyone wants him to be. But maybe my bar is just set low for him. But I really believe the past 3, 4, 5 games, it's starting to turn around a little bit. I feel like he's moving his feet a little bit more, making better plays. He made a great play to Yamark on that 3-on-2. Gets it over Lazar, almost scores. Keeping pucks alive. I actually I haven't minded his game. It's ever since that scratch where I was like, it's doing nothing for him. It kind of proving me wrong a little bit, but
he's busting his ass.
Yep. It's I'm starting to see. I feel like his feet's moving a little bit more, which is a good sign. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
All right, Troll texts in, says, I loved Morasti in junior, one of the toughest guys of all time, pound for pound. I remember when he fought Bugard in PG. The guy had no fear. He will join us on Saturday on Hello Hockey. Yep. And you will be on the pre and post game show on Saturday as well. Boston Pizza 170th. Come on down. Take advantage of game day specials. Lots of prizes. There's going to be some NFL jerseys available as prizes. Yep. And, Tony and Curtis and the whole crew there are going to have a good time. What are we going to hear from John Morasti on Saturday?
We're going to talk about, obviously, Shoresy. How he got into it. I'm going to bring up, I don't know if I'll bring up his time in the LNAH.
NHL?
I'm going to ask him about some Russia.
Yeah, I was going to say, get those sorts.
I'm going to get some of that. I just don't want to get shut down. So I'll just keep those words there and then I'll call it a day. But I think John's going to be good. I think he's got a lot of stories. I think he's an interesting dude because his path to pro obviously was very different than a lot of other players' path to pro.
It's kind of neat that these guys are now like actors on a hockey show.
Yep.
It's doing very well. So it's going to be neat to have John Morasti on Hello Hockey. And then for those that are going to have a poo-poo Friday because they're mad about tonight's loss, what would you tell them?
Have a drink.
A daddy drink?
Cut the edge off.
Okay.
Have a nice sleep. Wake up tomorrow refreshed. And as soon as the next game happens, which is going to be Edmonton, Vancouver.
Correct.
Get that jersey on. Have a drink. Get rowdy. Cheer your team on to victory.
A lot of drinks here.
And then, hold on, Benny.
Okay.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
After you beat the Canucks, you say, "Suck it, Canucks fans," because it's a true rivalry.
Use this button.
You Canucks fans.
Okay.
That's what I expect.
You're feisty. You are feisty today.
For the next couple days.
I would never say that to them. I would say, don't be like that. Be respectful.
You, Jazzy.
You're going to get a text right away for that.
Right away. Yeah.
Final thoughts from you, Benny Thomson.
Well, I feel like I'd want to do it in this segment here.
You have to do it. Yeah, you have to do it.
Okay. David Bunting, real estate player of the game. David Bunting has been a consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find the right home or make the move from your current home. Community driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on davidbunting.com or visit Instagram at David Bunting Real Estate. Why? What?
No, don't worry. It's not you. I've got something for the end. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, get out of here.
My final thoughts for this game, it all leads to one person, and I have two rules with player of the game. It can't be one of the 3 stars, and it can't be, and it has to be an Oiler. I'm overwriting both those rules. Player of the game today is Ilya Sorokin. Flat out goal lead the Edmonton Oilers. I don't care. I don't care if it gets thrown out loosely. I don't give a bleep. Ilya Sorokin goalied the Oilers tonight. If you watch the game, I think you would agree with me. And he's gonna get player of the game for David Bunting.
Can't argue with that at all, Benny. Well said, sir. And I'm going to do this for Benny and the player of the game brought to you by David Bunting Real Estate.
Yeah, well done, Benny.
Well done. And then I'm going to read this one that I thought was hilarious. James says, Rubel is such a diva.
Oh, man.
Oh, I like when you get feisty like that. That's hilarious. That's going to do it.
I'm not even feisty today. That's the best part about it.
You're in some kind of mood.
Get the
Benny, back me up on this.
Get the snatchy hands, Belsy.
He's doing the...
Yeah, you're doing this.
These ones?
Taking a shot at Jasmine.
Hey, Canucks fans, be mad. Yeah.
Yeah. He's been saucy tonight, which has been fun. You should have heard him talking about his team earlier. He's like,
I'm pissed about my team right now. I thought I was going to get a nice sleep in, but we pissed a game away today. That's it. We pissed the game away. For what? Because you guys didn't want to try today? Great. Good job, boys. Can't wait to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm spicy.
Yeah, there you go. Skate them.
No, we play again tomorrow.
Have a daddy drink. Take the edge off.
I'm trying to. It's actually adding more edge.
All right, that's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. Edmonton falls 1-0 to the Islanders. Great game from Ilya Sorokin. Also great was Connor Ingram at the other end of the rink. Made some brilliant saves. They couldn't get the goal. The Islanders did. Unfortunately, the Oilers allowed the 32nd ranked power play to score on them. We're going to be back tomorrow. Dusty and the boys, Lieutenant Eric, and YouTube Trev get going at 6 a.m. right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Be sure to tune in on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, of course, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and you can watch on YouTube. We always appreciate the input. Great text tonight. Great nasty chat as always. For Belsy, Reed, and Benny, I'm Tommy saying have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us for a couple hours.